I think about 5 minutes into that debate, America, which hasn't been able to agree on anything for a long time. Most people could agree on one thing. They got to start cutting the mics, man. This is a mess. And apparently that might actually happen. Because while Chris Wallace apparently couldn't have dreamt that it would go off the tracks the way it did, this is who Trump is, and he's not gonna be any better next time. We know that now. So the commission that oversees the general election presidential debates said on Wednesday, it's gonna be making changes to the format of the remaining 2 debates, because we do have to go through 2 more of these. One key change it plans to implement, cutting off the microphones of President Trump and Joe Biden if they break the rules, according to a source familiar with the commission's deliberations. Now, they haven't said they're gonna do that, but they're saying that is very much in play as a potential solution. So, Jason, are you more excited for the next one? What do you think about that change if they do it?
I think it's a definite needed change. I think that should have always been something they could have engaged in during these debates when, as Christopher Wallace says, they go off the rails, because it's not about them, it's about what they're saying to the American people. I'm excited for this Pence-Harris debate, because here you have a woman of color going up against the vice president, and it's never before have we seen this. We've seen this kind of dynamic, right? But if it gets heated, I don't want them cutting off people for the sake of, which I don't think they'll do, but for the sake of just like being super cautious, right? I think you should be organic with it and let things play out. I think had Trump and Biden's debate been a little bit more not as heated, we could have still muddled through all the attacks and all the muddiness and still got something away from that. So for them to be able to say, okay, we can do this, I don't think it should be potentially. I think they should be like, yes, this will happen. If you go left, we are going to cut your mics like you've talked too much at the Oscars. Like, no, that's not what we're doing. They should be able to have that power and engage that power and use that power whenever necessary. So I think, but that should have been in place the whole time. That should have happened years ago.
Yeah. I would like to make a prediction, sort of. I know that Trump already responded to this when it was a little bit less certain and said that it's a bad thing, they shouldn't do it. And I bet a lot of Trump supporters hearing that, and if they actually do it, will think, well, that's terrible, let him speak, let Trump be Trump. But the thing is, I think if they do this, that actually could help Trump. Not help him to do what he wants to do, but help him to actually look better, because it didn't help him to interrupt, it didn't. And I think it made Biden a more sympathetic figure. I think, and this isn't just me, some people on Fox News yesterday were saying, Trump, you need to let Biden talk because he'll look bad, he'll stumble or whatever. And I don't know for sure that that's true, but it kind of feels like the only thing that could help Trump at this point. And so I know he's gonna reflexively hate this change, but I think it might give him the best chance of at least pulling even in these debates. If Biden has to speak and all of that, maybe he looks bad or like he can't, like he's not focusing on the right things. I don't know. I think that it could end up helping Trump though.
What would also help Trump is someone that works for him to help him with his body mechanics. That finger thing he does, the
little
drives, drives me insane. The little, just it's like, dude, that I hate it. It's this one, like, let me say, no, I can't even begin to do his voice. I'm a terrible Trump.
No, do it.
No, I can't do it. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna do it. But I will say this needs to stop. It's the placement of all the other, and it's the finger, it's everything. And the way he purses his lips, like he reminds me of Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada when she purses her lips and goes. Kills me. It's like watching John Mayer sing. He looks like he has like this pig face. That's just like, it's like, I'll just listen to you and not look at you. You are to be heard, not seen.
Oh my God. Yeah, I haven't talked about this in probably a year, but multiple times since Trump became a thing. I will just say, I get that I'm not gonna be able to convince the right that Trump isn't a strong guy, a tough guy, an alpha male or whatever, because they think weakness is strength, ignorance is intelligence, all of that. But I will just say, as an outsider, if you are trying to project raw masculinity, the little pokes, you're gonna like that. Like that to me, Nobody does it. It's like it's just Trump that does that, and it just looks so weak and whiny and pathetic. But whatever, I can't convince them that being a real man isn't about being as weak and whiny as possible, because they all seem to have landed on that together.
That you can't. There's no proselytizing those people. You know what? When and just to wrap up the segment, when I watched Trump speak, I think he'd be absolutely more effective if he was a little bit more stoic and would just it's almost as if he comes with this game plan of theatrics, right? Like, here's how I'm gonna act. Here's the character I'm playing today, right? And then you think about the team of people that he has to help him be effective and to do this job, because it takes a village to be the president of the United States. Advisors, you have a whole bevy and gaggle of ass kissers that make sure that you look great, because being president is also, you're a celebrity. Really, when you're making appearances on Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, and you're in all these places that are in the pop culture zeitgeist, you're a celebrity, right? So you have people who make sure that image translates to wherever you go. I don't understand why the people that work for him aren't getting him together and like, bro, like, let's do some media training. Let's figure this out, because I think he does have something. He does have something, and before he became president, we loved that something in The Apprentice. We loved that something about him that kept us wanting to watch him and to engage with him in some capacity. So now that he's the president of the United States, it's like, okay, well, where is that? And I just feel like it's just gone out the window. And the people that work for him are either they're secretly trying to sabotage him, or they just don't care, or he just, as we've seen, just doesn't care to listen. And I think with the debate,
I think it's the third one.
Right, yeah, he just does not. He's so far up his ass. Can I say that on TYT? That
I think so.
There's no turning back. There's no turning back.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. Everybody needs to be open to, especially if you are blessed enough to have 1,000 people working for you.
Right.
Maybe listen to them occasionally. I don't know.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.